Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Aiden from Cartoon Apocalypse, and oh man, it feels great to be back. I've been absent for like a week or two now, or not 2 weeks, just like a week and a couple days. That's because I had big school projects that I had to work a lot of time on, but I'm finished with those and I'm ready to begin making videos again. So yesterday, a new Miraculous Ladybug episode dropped, and everyone was pretty hyped for this because this seemed like a fairly plot-filled episode, and oh my gosh, it was a fairly big plot-filled episode. So I'm here to make an analysis on it, and if you want more analyses or something like that, then you can go ahead and subscribe to our channel, because every time a Miraculous episode comes out, we'll make an analysis video on it. And supposedly next weekend, next Saturday, on like the 12th, there will be another episode coming out, so expect another analysis on there too. So the first thing that we see when we hop into this episode is Ladybug, Cat Noir, and Rena Rouge, which we've seen Rena Rouge once before in the Sapatees episode, but it's like, wait a minute, she was only there because she was really needed for the Sapatees. But if I'm being totally honest, in this episode, Rena Rouge did not need to be here. Like, okay, there was no point for her to be here. The only thing that she did was spawn in some meat that lured the animals, but couldn't Ladybug just use her lucky charm and make like a meat and just lure the animals that way? I don't see the reason why they would add Rena Rouge in here. Now, this leads me to believe that we will be seeing more and more of Rena Rouge as she becomes more of a dependent character to help them fight crime, which, like I just said, she was not needed in this episode, and to see her here just is like, well, does that mean that she's going to be included more and more? Because if that's true, then that's kind of like, scary. But that also is good for the plot, because that means that they will be introducing more and more characters as well to help fight crime, which I don't know how I feel about. I'll probably have to make another video on that. Now, in this episode, we see Undine, which is the girl antagonist in this episode, and Kim are at the pool, and Undine has a serious crush on Kim, and Kim doesn't realize it, and Kim has a crush on Chloe, and I don't think that's gonna work out too well. But at the end of the episode, they're like, oh, let's go to the movies and stuff, and so that ends up happening anyway. But pretty much Undine gets mad that he has to go to the movies with his friends, and then that's how the Miraculous gets triggered, and oh, Miraculous stuff, and Hawkmoth like, and ready and stuff. And you know, one thing that I noticed with Hawkmoth, he's literally talking to himself. Like, this guy has no life. He's talking to himself, little mermaid, you are sad and things. And he's not even directing it to the mermaid. He's just saying it to himself. Like, this is how sad this guy is. Oh, jeez.
Mermaid. How many times have you tried to tell your prince how you feel? And how many times has he dismissed you?
But she gets akumatized, but the interesting part is when Marinette goes to return the Fox Miraculous. I seriously can't remember what that is. It's been a little while since I've watched that episode. But she goes to return it, and she's talking with Master Fu, I think his name is. So Master Fu's like, tell me, Marinette, what's bothering you? And then he's like, follow me or something. And then the Kwamis start to follow, and then he's like, no, you cannot come, because if you do, the Kwamis are not allowed to know the secrets of changing their powers. And tell me this isn't a coincidence, but what happens later on in the episode? They have to change to their aquatic form. And how come we've only like pretty much heard of him doing this in this episode, coincidentally the episode that is required, and why is he specifically testing the aquatic one versus, like, I don't know, maybe the ice one, which is hinted to at the end of the episode? Like, is it just like a super huge coincidence, or was this just terribly planned? Now you may argue that, oh, we don't see Master that often, but like, we have recently when Marinette had to go get the Fox Miraculous. That was only like 4 or 5 episodes ago, so it hasn't even been that long ago that we've needed to see Master. So it's like, come on, guys, writer Thomas, come on, you could have planned this out a little bit better. But that's besides the point. So pretty much, he's like cooking up things, and he can't find out the Tear of Joy recipe. And so he thinks he's found it, and it doesn't work. And oh man, Adrian/Cat Noir is really getting like feisty, hashtag pun intended, with Ladybug. And he's just playing with these dolls, which, do they have official merch? Because that's pretty cool. Like, can I pick some of that up somewhere? Anyway, he's getting salty, you could say, of how Ladybug's keeping all these secrets. And at first I was like, oh, the secrets are the face reveal, but no, that's not what it is. He was just saying how Rena Rouge, he doesn't get to know Rena Rouge's secret, but that's okay. But then he starts to bribe Plague, and it's just super funny because he's like looking at all these old cheeses and things, and Plague's just like, no, and he has to like put his head in the sock or something, and it's just super funny. So pretty much this is when Alia calls Marinette, and then she has to run to the movies, and Master is just kind of sad because he didn't find out the recipe. So when they're at the movies, this is when the water starts rising, and then they all run. And then we cut to Cat Noir, and he's pacing, trying to get Plague to reveal the secret, which you have to keep in mind. Plague knows the identity of Marinette and Adrien, but he also knows Master and all that stuff. So we are assuming that he's only talking about the Master versus the identity reveal, which I believe will be revealed here in the near future, maybe by the end of season 2. I hope, because like I said, I mentioned it in another video that blew up. I really like that idea. So pretty much Marinette and everyone at the movies are up on the roof. And then Marinette tries to get away secretly, but she gets caught, and it's like, where are you going, Marinette? And then she's like, I'm just gonna go get some help. So there you go. Good job, Marinette. Now I'm actually gonna cut forward a little bit because this is less plot related things. But Hawkmoth is like, yes, I will take over because Ladybug and Cat Noir are not suited for this environment. And he doesn't have any idea because he's not a guardian of the Miraculous, so he doesn't know that they can change powers. So eventually, Ladybug and Cat Noir meet up, and then like Adrian's like, oh, what's going on here? And then he's like, I can't swim, and then Marinette's like, I can't swim either. So then Cat Noir's like, hey, maybe you could get us a submarine. But instead, Marinette gets the pot, so she's like, oh, great, now I have to go back to Master Fu. And then Adrien just gets super salty, like this is the last straw, and it's like, uh-oh, what's going on here? So Ladybug goes off and then meets up with Master Fu. Now, I don't know why she doesn't stay in her Ladybug form. I don't know, I guess it doesn't matter too much, but I guess her Kwame does have to drink the serum, but I don't know. But pretty much, she meets up with him, and he's like, oh, I still don't know what the ingredient is, and they're up on the roof. But then Marinette's like, what if it's an actual tear of joy? So then she makes the Guardian or Master laugh, and then she gets this tear of joy and creates the serum. So this is when it gets really interesting, because Tiki actually transforms, and she's like, Aqua Tiki, yay! And then Marinette transforms, and this transformation is way better in my opinion because it's less cringy. It has less of the like unnecessary dance move, which I pointed out in one of my Miraculous videos, and it's just way less cringy because there's not as much going on. So I'm pretty happy about that. And her aqua costume is so cool. Like, it looks so beautiful and amazing. It's just like that is so cool. But then she turns around to Guardian, or Master, I keep on saying Guardian, but she turns around to go, Master, what the heck? And then she's like, hey, I think it's time to put the noodles into the boiling water, because that's the analogy that Master had made earlier. And then this is like, oh, it's time for Adrien to meet Master, which I was actually talking about this in my face reveal episode, or not like actual face reveal, it's like the Adrien revealing their identities to Marinette and vice versa. Actually, that video blew up, and welcome if you guys are to hear from that. But anyway, I was like, Master and Adrien probably already know each other, but they didn't until now, so yeah. But we cut back to Adrien, and he's just like, he clauses in, and it's just like, whoa, Adrien is super mad. And he's like, I'm about to be done with this superhero stuff if you don't tell me. But then Master comes up, and he's like, hey, Cat Noir, what's up? And then, like, Cat Noir just has this big flashback, or Adrien, I guess he's not Cat Noir anymore, because he claused in. But he does this big flashback thing, and he remembers Master, which, like, that was back into episode like 15 or 16 of the season 1, and that was a long time ago, and that was even before all this. How does he remember that specific? How does he remember helping this guy? He could have helped so many other people, but he remembers this guy. Like, does this guy have some magical power that makes him rememberable or something? Like, how did he remember this? I don't know. But pretty much just Master explains, like, drink the soup or give the soup to Plaque and then go from there. And then pretty much he goes and helps. We don't get to see his transformation, which kind of sucks, but we do see him. And I'm gonna be honest, his aqua costume is like, it kind of sucks compared to Marinette's. Like, geez, Cat Noir, up your costume game. Like, Marinette's looks so cool, it's scaly, but yours is just plain. It's just like your old costume, just aquamatized. Like, seriously, the only cool thing that you have is the tail, and that's barely anything. So come on, man. Sorry, I went on a little bit of a tangent there because Cat Noir needs to step up his costume game. But pretty much they meet up and they're talking to Syren, and Hawkmoth's like, what? They can transform and have aqua abilities? I have to learn how to do this. So pretty much they fight, and so they capture Syren, and boom, like, that's pretty much it. Like, every episode ends, right? Pretty much. So they capture that, they get aquatic, or I don't know. But pretty much Marinette goes back with Master, and he's got all the vials ready for when they're ready to transform. And Master's like, you need to carry these around. And Marinette's like, that's not very practical, I'm just gonna drop them, because, like, she does. So then she takes him down and makes cookies, or she doesn't take him down, she just takes it back to her house and makes cookies out of it. And so she makes little cookie cartridges so she can carry it around for whenever she needs to. But then we cut back to Kim, and oh man, I forgot her name. Great. Anyway, we cut back to them, and then Kim's like, hey, you want to go to the movies or something sometime? And then, like, she says yes. I can't remember her name. Okay, you know what, whatever. But then this is when it gets super interesting, because we see Master going over to Adrian's house, and he's like, Adrian's Chinese tutor could not make it today. I'm here to replace him. So then this is when they get to talking, and this is when Adrian finally learns about Master and all this stuff, which is leading me to believe that they will, like, reveal their identities here soon, because it's like he, like I said in my prediction video, I said that I think that he will call Marinette and Cat Noir both at the same time, but they won't know it yet. So they'll come to his house or apartment or whatever it is, and then they'll just, like, meet, and then they'll be like, well, what's going on? So I think that'll be pretty interesting. But just when you thought the episode was over, we cut to Hawkmoth, which we know is Adrian's father. But we cut to him asking his Kwame, being like, yo, how do I do that? Because I want to do that. And then the Kwame's like, I don't know, we're not taught the recipes. And then he's like, it's in the book. Can you decipher it? And then the Kwame's like, no, only Guardians can. So then he's like, I need to find who this Guardian is. So, another plot line spiking up. Hawkmoth trying to find the Guardian. He could be asking for people to, like, go, hey, find the Guardian, instead of the Miraculouses. We don't know, but we'll see. But then again, as soon as you thought the episode was over, it cuts back to, like, Adrian and the guy, and Master gives them some cheese that's labeled in different colors. So it's like, ooh, well, Camembert, nice. So Plaque will have to resist eating that and only save it in case of emergencies. And then we get that typical, like, whoa, animatic thing at the very end, and it's like, whoa. Oh, that was a big episode. That was a really big episode, and it had a lot of plot things in it. And this episode is one of my favorite episodes, just because of how plot-filled it actually is. But anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, then you can leave a like and subscribe for more Miraculous and other type cartoon videos on the channel. And I'm back, so yes, I'm super excited to be back, and I was super video sick, but I just had to get my homework finished so that I could make videos again. So I'm back again, guys, yay. So I'll see you guys later, probably later today, which is a Sunday. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye.
I've always wanted a goldfish.